Hi there, I'm Becky Amble, and I want to share a little bit with you. I often get asked about book writing and book publishing because I've produced quite a few books. I think in the last 2 years, I've probably produced 7 or 8. That's counting 4 journals, which are called low content. If you need to know about that, I can also fill you in on that. Anyway, I wouldn't say I know everything. I've learned a lot. I've worked with some smart people that have given me some pointers, and I thought I would just share a little bit. So this is not necessarily about the mind map book, but it is in a way. That book was recently launched. It's called Design Your Destiny, Mind Map, The Life You Love. Anyway, what is involved in writing a book? Here's my basic information. See that? It says mind map book. Here's all the research that I did. And you probably figured out by now, I am a research freak. So let's just see how much stuff there is. That is, I actually got my ruler, and that is 2 inches. If you squeeze the pages all together and crunch it down, 2 inches, a lot of information. And, I had to draw a bunch of mind maps myself. There's pages of those. And if you look at this, I actually have made a copy or partial copy of another book that was written about mind maps and all this stuff. But you can see it's just a pile of information. And that's the way I do it. The first book that I wrote having to do with artificial intelligence started out with 500 pages, and people go, well, can you just have AI write your books? I don't think so. And my books are not literary works of writing. And in fact, my AI books are more or less books that I wanted to get out quickly because I thought people need to know this stuff and get started. And the technology changes so quickly that who knows how long that they're going to be, what their shelf life is, if you want to call it that. So I just pretty much knocked those out. Now, the first book that I did on artificial intelligence was the one for women, and that started out with 500 pages of content. And that was research that I did using AIs. So that's where I did my research. I still had 500 pages that I had to work with to boil down. The other thing, I thought you might find it interesting. How much do you suppose this weighs? Just under 5 pounds. So that's a lot of paper. I'm going to go through this pretty soon now and hopefully be able to put this into recycled paper. I just thought I'd share with you a little bit about how I work when I'm writing books. And yeah, it can take some time. Now, when I did my journals, I just hopped on those, and I have a process for doing those where I look up quotes from people, and each of my journals, I think there's 4 of them now, they all have separate quotes, they all have separate unique artwork, all that kind of stuff. Well, because my sons and I do art, we've got artwork we can choose from, so that was not so hard for me. And you can use searches or AI or whatever to find quotes. Then, of course, I go through the distillation process. Frankly, when I do my quotes, I have very specific orders in my prompt of telling the AI what I'm looking for. Anyway, that's the story. A lot of paper, a lot of research goes into books the way at least that I write them. And I would guess that a lot of authors work that way. However, I know there's stuff that's just being cranked out on AI because I've seen some of it and uncovered some and wondered, how do they get away with this? Because if you're on AI a lot, you know some of the language that happens. Now I see it so much, I'm starting to talk like they do. And I'm thinking, that's not a good thing. Anyway, just wanted to share that with you. Thanks for tuning in. And if you've got questions on books, let me know. I can refer you to some real experts, and maybe I've got some information that I can help you with. In fact, we're working with a couple authors right now. Look forward to talking to you another time. Thanks.